Welcome back to Sew, Grow and Cook on this cold December afternoon. Today we're going to do a little bit of baking, and I'm going to be using some of the sugar beet molasses that I made in my last video. I did a little experiment in my last video where I processed some sugar beet that a friend of mine had grown not far from where we live, and it took a little time and it took a little bit of sort of guesswork, but it came out really well. It came out just like molasses that you buy in the shop, pretty much. And although it was a small amount, it's enough to actually put in a recipe. And next year I plan on planting some sugar beet in larger quantities so that I can make some more. And why not? If I can save the seeds and grow them year after year and produce my own sugar beet molasses, what's not to like about that? Anyway, let's get started and see how we get on with this particular recipe. So here's our ingredients. We've got half a cup of brown sugar and half a cup of melted butter. We've got roughly half a cup of the sugar beet molasses, but you can use regular molasses or treacle. We've got some, about a quarter of a cup of chopped crystallized ginger, but that's optional, okay? I really like ginger, so I put in as much ginger flavour as possible. You don't need that, but it's a nice addition. To give it the spiciness, I've got about 2.5 to 3 teaspoons of mixed spice, which is cloves and ginger and cinnamon and other things. And I'm also putting a little bit of ground fresh ginger. Now that's optional, but again, I really like gingery spicy cake, so I'm adding that. But if you don't have it, don't worry. 1 egg. This is a duck egg, so a large chicken's egg or a duck egg if you've got it. Okay, we need 1.5 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda or baking soda, and finally, or not finally, we've got about a cup of hot water. And of course, a very important ingredient is 2.5 cups of all-purpose or plain flour. I've also lined a loaf tin with some baking special loaf papers here that I had. And I'm going to see how well that fills it up to decide whether I need to fill another one or not. This is a new recipe for me. Right, we're going to start by mixing together the melted butter and brown sugar. Next, I'm going to crack the egg into a jug. It's a nice big duck egg. Beat that. And add it to the melted butter and the sugar. And add my homemade sugar beet molasses or treacle or whatever you've got, regular molasses. It's very sticky, this stuff. Okay, give that a good stir. Right, to this mixture I'm going to add the grated ginger, the mixed spice, and the chopped crystallized ginger, which of course is optional, and give that a really good stir. Now I'm going to add my teaspoon and a half of bicarbonate of soda or baking soda. And 2 cups of flour. Or was it 2.5 cups? Let's see. There's 1 cup. There's 2 cups. Okay, I just checked with my recipe and it's definitely 2.5 cups. So I better add the extra half cup. And there we go. And although it looks quite a thick, stiff batter, I'm going to be thinning it out with the hot water, which is also in the recipe. Now they say that this makes a thin batter. My goodness, it does. In fact, I'm going to get my little low-tech hand mixer, which I think will blend it up a little bit better. Smells gorgeous. Okay, well, yes, that does look like a thin batter. I'm just going to have a little tiny taste. Very nice, very gingery, not too sweet. Sorry, had to let the cat in. Okay. Now it says pour batter into a prepared pan and bake for 20 to 35 minutes. That's quite a broad range. At 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 centigrade or 170 with a fan oven. Or I'm going to put mine in our wood-burning stove oven and see how that works. Okay. Okay, so I've got 2 loaf tins ready. it was a little bit too much for this one, so I took some of this and put it into another one, plus what was already left over in the bowl. So hopefully that'll be okay. This is all, again, another one of my crazy experiments. I'm cooking in a wood burning stove oven, and the temperatures are a little bit variable, but this one tends to take a little bit longer than a conventional oven, so I'm hoping it's not going to overcook too quickly, and I'll keep an eye on it. Okay. So here's the cake. It took about 50 minutes in the wood burning oven. The little one, I don't know, I think the pan may have tipped slightly on the wire rack because it looks slightly lopsided, but the big one is perfect, and I'm sure both will taste fine. So we're just going to have a little taste test.
Well, let's start with the little one.
Oh, but the big one's so much prettier.
Oh, go on then.
Right, okay. Alright, here we go. I don't know if you can see. I've dusted it, the top, with a bit of icing sugar or powdered sugar. Have a look at that.
Thank you.
Right, here we go. Taste test time.
Everything in it is gorgeous.
It's quite moist. What do you think, Bob? Describe it.
It's moist. I thought it was going to be crumbly all over the place, but it isn't. It's held together nicely.
And the taste?
Well, it's the spiciness that you gets you.
Anyway, I'll put a little list of the ingredients in the description at the start of the video. So if you want to have a try at making it yourself, it's really nice. And it seems quite forgiving. It worked in our wood burning oven, but you can obviously make it in a conventional oven in less time because the temperatures are more constant. Obviously, in these frugal cost of living crisis times, you want to fill up your oven. So don't just turn your oven on just for making a loaf of ginger cake. Make several, or put it in when you're making other things in the oven or using the oven for other things. So there you go. Thanks again for watching Sew, Grow and Cook. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.